movies, music, and monsters. Danger, danger.
Hello, I'm MARTA KRISTEN from Lost in Space, and we are celebrating our 60th anniversary of Lost in Space here in the beautiful CARLISLE Convention Center.
Hey my friends, Dan Monroe here from Movies, Music, and Monsters for just a quick but super fun video all about the outstanding convention that took place this past October 17th and 18th in Carlisle, Pennsylvania. Carlisle Comic-Con, such a super cool event that literally drew thousands of people over the weekend. I was very lucky to be invited down as a guest to this show. I even had my own table set up to show off a few of the collectibles that I brought, along with my largest Lost in Space collectible here, my robot, which I gotta tell you was a bit of a pain in the butt to move. I think the last time I had my robot out of the house was in the mid-2000s maybe. I had completely forgotten about just how big this guy is. My wife Debbie was originally planning on going with me to this convention, but when it came right down to it, even though I have a fairly good-sized Jeep Wrangler, after I got the robot here loaded, there was literally no place left for her to sit, leading to the inevitable yet somewhat embarrassing conversation of, well, honey, it's either you or the robot, so sorry, gotta go. At any rate, after a nearly 5-hour drive from western New York to Carlisle, Pennsylvania, we all began setting up on Friday, about 3 or 4 hours prior to the event being open to the public, and it was really a lot of fun to finally meet a lot of the people that I had spoken to over the years but never actually met in person. Lost in Space author and artist Ron Gross was there, selling many of his excellent Lost in Space books, which there's a link to in the description. Check them out. Tom Dougherty was there along with his unbelievable Jupiter 2 experience, a full-size recreation of the Jupiter 2 flight deck along with an enormous collection of his personal Lost in Space toys and games and screen-used props, including this amazing helmet, one of only 2 that still exist in the world from Lost in Space, this one specifically being worn by June Lockhart, and then later on by Warren Oates in the episode Welcome Stranger. This is pretty wild. Here is MARTA KRISTEN's, Judy Robinson's, original laser pistol from the show, which was surprisingly heavy for a 1960s television prop. Here's another authentic piece from the show as seen in the episode The Galaxy Gift, and also seen years later for the television special Lost in Space Forever. And even though they aren't immediately recognizable, this is great. Here are some parts off of the original hero robot from Lost in Space. Super cool. And check this out. Does this original prop look familiar? Well, it should. Fully restored right from the Lost in Space episode, The Space Vikings. Just an incredible ton of super cool stuff, all in one spot for Lost in Space fans to enjoy. A really cool guy named John Clevenger showed up with this outstanding replica, one of the Lost in Space Burroughs head units, which just happened to be for sale, which just happened to be sitting right next to me, which just happened to lead me to asking foolishly how much was it, which just happened to lead to, of course, me buying it and bringing it home. What an awesome freaking piece. It even includes sound effects and one of the original 1960s microphones, just like on the show. I even had it autographed by MARTA KRISTEN herself. I mean, come on, how cool is that? And speaking of MARTA, she was at the table right next to mine. Such a beautiful, warm, and caring person. It's been a few years since I'd had a chance to speak with her, but she was just as great as always. Super fun, super engaging with all the people lined up non-stop at her table for 2 days straight. Just a lovely delight, as always, to hang out with Judy Robinson herself, MARTA KRISTEN. Robbie the Robot even made an appearance courtesy of the super cool and ultra talented Pat Burns, and it was really a lot of fun. At the end of the second day, after the convention had closed, we had the opportunity to move Robbie over next to my Lost in Space robot to get pictures with not only Marta, but a lot of the other people who were there enjoying and participating in the show. The super fun and extremely talented Michael Panzerato was there, of course, entertaining everyone with his Zachary Smith antics, and yes, even the Keeper himself materialized in for a brief yet exciting visit. And check this out. A good friend of mine named Monty Earwood showed up with a couple of his own original props, including this incredible helmet, the second of only two that still exist from the show, this one being Mark Goddard's personal Don West space helmet from Lost in Space. And he also brought this amazing piece, one of the original Forbidden Planet force field generator posts, right from the production of Forbidden Planet from 1956. This was a bit humbling, if not slightly embarrassing, but so super cool. Gary Stair from Toy Cave Collectibles brought me a very interesting surprise collectible, something I had never seen before and also never had in my collection. He brought me. Well, I guess I can say I finally made it. I am an action figure, so thank you, Gary. Overall, to say that the convention was anything less than an enormous success would be an understatement. So amazing. The outpouring of kindness and camaraderie that I personally felt as a guest, it was literally overwhelming to finally get a chance to meet so many of you guys in person. It literally never ended. One of my new favorite people in the world named James and his father literally drove over 9 hours just to come see me. And yes, James, I remember Flash Gordon coming soon just for you. Stay tuned for that. And what do you know? It looks like we're going to do it all again next March 27th and 28th of 2026 for the Hollywood Comic-Con in Grantville, Pennsylvania. Really looking forward to that. But until then, I gotta get back to work. I got a whole bunch of new videos coming up that I know you guys are just gonna dig. So please feel free to stop back, as you know, anytime as we continue the conversation on movies, music, and monsters. Movies, music, and monsters. Hey guys, real quick, according to my YouTube analytics, surprisingly more than half of the people watching this channel are not subscribed. So, if you could do me a huge favor, please hit the subscribe button. It only takes a second, but really helps this channel grow. Thank you, my friends. You're the best.